Okay guys, good work on your patience and your tenacity to get through this far. At the moment, we have basically completed a bunny hop map. This is everything you need. Uh, However, I'm going to show you a few little extra things, like I would like to add some velocity boosters to ensure we have booster pads, and we can do some interesting design things with that. So there's not really a lot of room here in this map to create a booster pad, so let's extend our level out and create a second stage in a larger area. That will also be a good opportunity to show you the different type of lighting, which is light that is emitted from the sun rather than an internal light. So let's just delete this wall here. We can grab the block. We know it's a block because when we double click, nothing comes up. Increase our grid size and drag this out a bit. And I'm going to click and drag again. We've already got our white texture applied because we're copying it. That's fine. And let's just make this level a little bigger. And then hold down Shift, drag this out. Great, so we've got a basic floor. And grab our Bhop pad. For now, grab it just the Bhop block, no triggers. Hold down Shift. Appropriate location away from the start zone. Holding down Shift. I'm going to make this block a little bigger, and maybe we can do some strange pattern. And we're going to make this block here a booster block so that you can just gain some speed and jump over the whole thing. We need an end zone. Hold down Shift. Great, so here's our second bunny hop level. Now we know everything has to be enclosed off, so we can start doing that now. Drag over the ceiling as well, and start adding some walls. So holding down Shift, rescaling. Your wall thickness doesn't really matter. I'm just going with 64 here because it looks neat. Your wall can be as thick or thin as you want. Probably wouldn't go too thin though, just in case. And just ensuring everything is snapped to the grid and nicely aligned. Let's go through here. None of these are Funk details. They all have to be BSB brushes. And there you go. We've fully walled off our area. Now, because we want this booster to fling the player upwards, we're going to have to increase the height of the map here. So if we select all our walls, we can scale them up uniformly at the same time because they're the same length. You're not going to create any errors. Let's go to about that height. Good. We can bring up the roof now. And we've got some gaps here. They're easy enough to fill. So first of all, just finish off making this roof over here. And we can copy our wall over, scale it here, make sure it's just sitting nicely on top of that, close it up, drag it over, close it up. Perfect. Now here we could go ahead and cut and paste some more lights. In fact, we're actually going to do that just once. So go back to our light, hold down Shift and drag one into the end zone. But rather than making this with internal lights, we're going to actually add a skybox and let the sun illuminate this area of the map. So we're going to mix two lighting methods. So in order to do that, we're going to need a sun entity. So as always, place down an entity, double click. This entity, the sun, will be known as the light underscore environment. Hit apply, line them up with your other entities. Oh, no, they should stay there actually. Ignore that. There we have a little sun. Double click him, and we've, just like the light, we've got our brightness parameters, and something a little bit special about the sun is we also have ambient occlusion. The ambient light, which is what color the light should be when it's not in direct sunlight. It's just in the shadow of the sun. So brightness, pick color. We want to go with a warm color. I'm just going to pick a color which I know works. So we're going to go 255, 254, 221 gives it a nice yellow tint, and the brightness is completely different to the light. It's just going to be 350. Now for the ambient light, sorry. I think a good one is ambient light's usually a lot darker, and basically its color is defined by the reflection of the environment. Usually you have a big blue sky out there, so it's usually a bluey color. Hit apply. Not quite done yet because we have to define the direction of the sun. So because we're simulating nature, we want kind of random numbers, like 244 for the rotation in the sky is fine. And the pitch, which just defines the angle of the light. So 0 is the horizon line, so at the moment the sun is sitting right on the horizon line, and minus 90, the sun will be pointing straight down. Neither makes for a very interesting map, so we go minus 48. And you'll see the effect that has once we compile. Now, we have to define how the sun's actually going to come through the area, and to do this we use a special texture. So going to your texture application tool, browse, tools, skybox, there it is. We just grab our tool, skybox, and boom. So any surface with this texture on it is going to treat it like a skybox, and the sun's just going to shine straight through. So let's compile and test that our lighting for our map works correctly. So here we are in our extended map. We've got our internal lights, bunny hop to the end of the level, and here we have our outside area. At the moment we don't have any teleports here, but we can see that the sun is working, and we get a very nice contrast between the lit areas and the dark areas. The angle is nice, and then as we progress through this level, or just fail, we come to the final stage.